The Michigan Renaissance Festival is about to begin. Tell us which OC TV show you're watching and we'll send you a limited number of tickets while supplies last. Just send a self-addressed stamped envelope to 1775 North Lapeer Road and we'll get them back to you. See you there. Huzzah!
I'd like to call to the order the Oxford Township Regular Zoning Board of Appeals meeting for Monday, August the 13th, 2018. Please stand, pay respects to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Secretary, please note the roll.
Noted.
Next up on the agenda is approval of the agenda.
I move to approve tonight's agenda, Monday, August 13th, 2018.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Moving on to item number 5, the approval of the minutes from our April 9th, 2018 regular meeting.
I move to approve the regular meeting minutes of April 9th, 2018 as presented.
Second.
We have a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Number 6, public comments for items not on this evening's agenda. So if there's anyone here this evening who would like to speak on an item that is not on the agenda, please feel free to come forward. There was a letter in our packet dated April 5th. I don't know if we need to read that into the, or just note it.
Put it in for the file.
Yep. So we'll add that into for the file. It was related to the Legacy Center. That was from the Stony Lake Village Condo Board. Moving on to our regular business, 7A, ZBA 08.118, 1800 Metamora Road, parcel 04-16-202-010. The applicant, King Fasteners Realty LLC, address 550 4th Street, Imlay City, Michigan, 48444. Proposed construction of an 18-foot, 7-inch by 40-foot, 7-inch concrete cement pad. Approve the application as submitted will require a variance from zoning ordinance 67A, Article 3.7, Schedule of District Regulations. How our ZBA meetings work, we have a standard procedure. There's a 10-part procedure. The applicant will make a statement. We'll open the public hearing. Comments and questions from the public. We'll close the public hearing. Any building administrator or planning comments we'll take. Board member questions and comments. We'll hold a finding of facts. There'll be a motion, board discussion on that motion, and then we'll vote. So is the applicant here representing 1800 Metamora?
Yes.
Yes, if you would come up and give your name and address for the record.
My name is Shirley Yoakum, and it's 1800 Metamora Road.
And your relationship to the applicant?
I'm the controller of.
You're the controller. And there was, I believe, a letter in our packet giving you authorization to present. So, if you could tell us what the request is?
The request is to get a variance for the cement pad that was placed on the property. It's only 3 feet from the property line, and the request is to have that variance for that property line for the cement pad.
And this has already been installed, I believe?
Yes.
Okay. And the required setback for the board, I believe, is 25 feet. Was a permit pulled for that work?
I do not believe so. The contractor did not pull the permit.
Okay. Question I had related to that, in reviewing the materials, there was a survey. This Alta survey here.
Yep.
And this is where the building is currently.
Yes.
I understand you also own this property and that property as well?
Yes, we own 4 pieces of property around there. So we own the 2.5 acres, the 1 acre, the piece of property.
So this is a 2.5 and then this?
And then the small little building too, on that other piece, on the other side of the building.
So the question I have related to that, if you own that, why don't you just get a land division and make it compliant?
Because I didn't know what to do, so that's why I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, because there's certain requirements within the zoning, our zoning board of appeals that we can do. There's certain standards.
Okay.
And one has to show that it's a practical difficulty. And if you can fix it by a simple land division,
Right.
I mean, to me, that's the easiest. Wouldn't be in favor of.
Yeah, you jump right to my obvious question.
Right. I mean,
Into.
if you didn't own the property, it'd be a different story. To me, the simple resolution would be and it wouldn't change the property that much. It'd change it by 18, 19 feet. It wouldn't do anything. I think it would be a legal split.
It's not even a split, it's a reconfiguration.
Yeah, it's a split and a combination. It's a combination of. So
It's moving the lot.
it's moving the lot line.
Yeah.
So it's a reconfiguration, which is a split of property. So did you ever,
I have no idea what to do, that's why I'm here.
okay,
Because I've been told several different things when I've come up to the township.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if just splitting it would be easier than getting the variance, but this process had already started, so I wasn't sure what to do.
from my perspective, I'm only one of 5. To me, the simple thing is a land division,
Okay.
which is a split of property. Variances, you have to prove, again, like I said, a practical difficulty that the ordinance or something unique about the property, that you can't do something for a certain reason, be it topography, the fact you don't own it, various other issues. To me, the resolution to this, and I looked at my other members, would be to just do a simple land division, and you're done.
I have a question then. Do I do that through a lawyer? Or how? I don't even know how to do that.
It is done, you have essentially the proper information here.
Okay,
You would probably need to speak to my friends at Chemtech, who did the survey.
okay,
I'm an engineer and surveyor by
Okay.
degree and design them. So they would need to create a document
showing the,
showing what the old parcel looks like
okay,
and what the new parcel would look like.
and then we just bring it up to the
And
township
you'd apply for a land division.
land division?
I-2, was it?
This is,
Just one question.
yes.
Would that need to be split far enough so that that billboard is now not
Yeah, I figured it
in
would
need of a
be.
variance? Because if you move the property line over enough to give this variance, you're going to be right where that billboard is. You would almost need to split that far enough.
So the billboard would
So the
be
billboard
on.
Potentially.
is not
Yeah,
in.
that's what I was looking at.
Yeah.
setbacks
Yep.
on sign.
Potentially.
Chemtech can help you with that.
Yeah, they can take care of all that.
Okay,
But was it I-2?
It's I-1.
It's I-1.
It's I-1. You're looking at the
So
regulations.
as long as the resulting parcel is still an acre,
it's 2.5 acres, that whole parcel.
yeah.
So we would have to
The
probably
width is
take about a half an acre or more.
Yeah, so as long as it's still.
What's 150?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's 2.5 acres, that whole piece.
yeah, so that it's plenty big to
Yeah.
reconfigure the lot
Okay.
line.
So what do we do in this instance? Withdrawals?
The applicant can withdraw or ask
Table
for
it.
it to make a ruling on it.
Table it.
Or we
Either
can
way,
postpone it.
whatever you want.
Postpone and you can
We
seek.
could postpone
Okay.
it, and you can see about it. If it doesn't work, it
Okay.
can be brought right back up at the next
Okay,
ZBA meeting, and that
Okay.
way it's still open and current.
okay.
So if you want to do that, request.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll
an
do that.
adjournment and-
Like I said, I am totally new to this. I have no
Yeah,
idea
understood.
what I'm doing. And I didn't even.
Appreciate your honesty.
Question-
Appreciate your honesty.
Questions to ask, so.
Oakland County equalization, all that can help you with the
With this
last
is what-
process.
Okay.
And kind of guide you through it. They may guide you back to
Okay.
someone here at the township,
Okay.
as well, but they should be able to help you reconfigure the lot line there.
So I should start with Chemtech to tell them what I need to do, and then they
Yeah,
should
call
maybe
the county.
be able to help me
Yeah.
direct it. Okay,
Yeah, call Oakland County and tell them what you need to do.
Okay.
Reconfigure a lot line, and
okay,
they can tell you the process for it.
Yeah, they would need to create a new survey, one showing the way it looks today,
Okay.
what's known as the parent, and then parent parcel, and then they got to create other descriptions, the old parcel with the new parcel added to, and the newer parcel with the parcel out of it, so.
I'm sure this is something like that. We have a committee here in Oxford, the lot split committee, so it goes in front of them and they make sure the same thing, that everything is.
Okay.
As
So
long as
that's-
it's meets ordinance and isn't a
Okay.
problem,
So that,
then they give the approval for the county to
okay,
realign that
okay.
lot.
All right.
So you're looking for a postponement?
Yes.
Okay, we'll
We
do
have a
that.
motion accordingly?
I move to postpone the hearing and revisit this at another time.
Wait, up until the applicant requests to be put back on the agenda?
Yep.
Motion, second?
Second?
Motion and seconded, any discussion? Roll call?
Oh.
Oh, Madam Secretary.
That's me, isn't it?
That's you.
Oh, you guys gotta remind me
No, it
about
hasn't
these
been 4
things.
months, right?
It has been a long time. Bailey?
Yes.
Rosner Myers?
Yes.
Walters?
Yes.
Payne, yes. Butler?
Yes,
Okay.
Thank you.
Motion carries.
thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right, moving on to item B, 7B, ZBA 009.18, 291 Dunlop Road, parcel 0420-400-036. The applicant, Wingate Building Company LLC, address 5987 Orion, Rochester Road. It's really Rochester Road, 48306. The owner is Keith Shidea. Shirata, thank you. Address 680 Phillips Drive, Oxford, Michigan, 48371. Proposed construction of an accessory building. The approval of this application, as submitted, would require a variance according to zoning ordinance 67A, Article 6.2, accessory buildings and structures. Is a representative of the applicant here?
Where should I go?
Good evening.
Do I do talking to this mic?
That would be fine.
Okay. Okay. Give me a Billy. Come. Good. Down. Billy down. So, hello.
Hi. Give us your name and address, I'm assuming.
I'm Keith Soretta, and then right now I'm at 680 Phillips Drive, right in Oxford. And I'm going to be moving to 291 Dunlap, across the street here. I'll be your neighbors. And I'm asking for this secondary kind of garage for other things that I need for, I have another wheelchair, for example, that lets me go through trails and in the woods and stuff that's out here. But that requires a special trailer that I had some friends make. And it's like an overhead lift. And it lifts me up out of my current chair and then puts me in another chair, that chair. So I need space for that. I have caregivers that are coming and going all the time, and they need somewhere to park. I also have a bigger, it's a bigger van, I guess, that I take for long trips. Sometimes I drive to Florida with my family, or to, there's a spinal cord injury hospital in Colorado that we drive to. So I use it for that. I don't know. I wasn't expecting to make a speech, I guess. So.
You're fine.
You're fine. You're fine. Any comments or questions from board members?
You said this is a secondary garage? You have a garage out there now?
Well, I have my house garage.
Okay. And this is for more of the caregivers and secondary vehicle and ATV?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the height of the top.
Yeah, it's a height. We're here for a height variance. Because in the district, they're allowed 15 feet. They need a 13-foot 9 variance for the second, essentially the second story. Is this the house being currently built?
Yeah.
The two side-by-sides? Okay, and
This is,
I'm the other one.
you're the other one? Okay,
she's my sister and sometimes caregiver.
okay.
So we're neighbors now, or gonna be. So it's gonna be nice.
This is not a setback
Most
issue, it's a
of the-
height issue.
And the height of the home. Story and a half? The home itself, is that a story and a half?
Pardon?
The home that's on the lot.
Single story.
It's single? I couldn't tell if it was like a bungalow.
Yeah.
The second floor of that building, what's that going to be used for?
That'll hold materials and stuff like medical supplies, things that I can't really, won't have room for really in the house.
There'll be nobody living up there?
No.
Okay. And looking at the building elevations, it looked like one time this building was going to be turned 90 degrees, just looking at the compass bearing changes that were made
Yeah.
and looking at, because the sections really don't look what's going to be out there because it's into a, before it was turned into a hill, I could see the drop. Now there's not that much of a severe drop where it's located. What's going to be under, there's a garage door in the basement area?
So it's kind of going to be from the street. It's kind of going to be that's going to be the basement, but it's only going to go out the back, I guess you would say. So
And the
from-
back would be to the south?
Yeah,
And that would be in,
to the west.
I'm sorry.
He's the builder.
Well, you can come up and get on the mic and then. I'm confused by the elevations now.
The garage actually, the way the contour of the land is perfect for a walkout. So actually, the garage is going to be to the east, and then the first level of the garage is going to be where the existing grade is now. And then you'll have the first floor and then the second floor.
Because it looks, I mean, if I'm looking at the contour, the plot plan where this is located, 1, 2, I see 2, maybe 3 contours. I'm not seeing this drop.
Yeah.
If you look at the topo, it drops about 8.5 feet from where the front of it'll be to
I'm not seeing it, to be honest with you. It's just- I've got Fen's drawing.
right here is about where the existing house is to this area here, James. It's about 8 feet, about 8.5 feet drop.
So was the contours changed?
No, it's existing, it's existing. I don't know how he shot it, but that's existing, right? I don't have,
These are 1-foot contours and it's 3 feet.
but,
I'm not
Yeah.
seeing it.
That's what I'm saying too.
So that's why I'm confused.
yeah, so what is the shot, right? What is the grade right there on this one?
That is
104 and 106.
Yeah, 104,
46.
106,
Those 2 feet there.
104.
So these are twos?
144,
Yeah, they're 2-foot
146.
So for-
increments.
Yeah.
2, 4.
Yeah.
That'd be 2 feet right there.
It's like 4 feet across here.
142, with 2-foot increments.
If you look at it right on what's there, it's about 8 foot across.
Okay.
Okay, we could have it redrawn.
Yeah, my only concern is if you're trying to achieve your force, if you're going to force a walkout, you're going to push the building up, and it would make the height even worse. That's my only concern. I just don't,
The measurement for walkout, none of that walkout area gets measured?
the average, you
Yeah, I
think
gotta
it's,
look at how we measure
look,
the height.
look at the height. I didn't look at that.
Well, I mean,
Any other
We don't really,
Mr. Bailey?
Yeah, I got a couple of questions, and maybe this might be directed more to the builder. The floor plan is showing the main floor with attic trusses, which would show the attic trusses would be the second floor, but the building section shows a 16-foot ceiling height, what looks like I-joist, and then an entire second floor. It also shows 512 common trusses on the building section and 1012 attic trusses over the floor plan, so the two don't match.
All right, it's just going to be standard roof trusses, basically. It's going to be basically a lower level, which is going to be dug into the contour of the land, so you can have a lower level basement. The main level is going to be is existing grade. That's going to be the 16. And then there's going to be 8 foot of storage, and then basically a 512 standard truss above it, and that's where you get your 28 feet from grade, basically, to the intersect of the truss.
And is this going to be heated space, where this will be living space, or unheated storage?
Well, it's basically going to be, it might be heated above there for certain elements that he needs heated. There's no living space there. It's strictly for storage and for his vehicles and stuff that he would need that we cannot get in his existing garage.
What's the height of the garage doors?
14.
Because they're listed as 8 on here.
The lower or the upper?
I don't know what the floor plan. The floor plan shows a 18 by 8 door, overhead door.
Yeah, they show 16 by 8 overhead garage doors.
Okay, that would change. That would be a 15-foot door to get his special van in.
So 14 feet high.
Correct, yeah.
That's why the need for the 16 feet on the first floor.
Okay.
Because I was looking at the elevations, and this seemed like it was an 8-foot, and that, okay. So that would be the north elevation. So you drive in there.
Yeah, so we turned it so the small portion is facing the street, the long portion is facing his house.
Is there going to be a driveway access to that?
Yes, sir.
And where's that going to come off of?
The front of his house now is going to have a circle driveway coming to the front door, and there'll probably be a secondary driveway that'll come off that, turn into the new accessory building.
And is the septic field, and just curiosity, is that the right location?
Yeah, it won't interfere because it's going to loop around.
Okay.
So I already talked to Mike at Oakland County regarding the septic and certain other issues that would come about, and
Okay.
he said it was okay since there's no bedrooms, there's no living space in there. So if Mr. Sharetta wants a bathroom, he said he would be okay with that in case he wanted a bathroom.
Does that say grade line for the heights? Just looking at, what does that line say?
That's the dimension, the width dimension.
Okay, grade plane, this is where a visual would be nice. It's a reference plane representing the average of finished ground level adjoining the building at exterior walls. Where the finished ground level slopes away from the exterior walls, the reference plane shall be established by the lowest points within the area between the building and the lot line, or where the lot line is more than 6 feet from the building, between the building and a point 6 feet from the building. I read this 6 times.
What?
We've been pushing for a lot more visuals. I'm on, for definitions. So the height would be measured from the grade plane. And so they're defining how to make the grade plane with a finished or walkout type. I'm on, it's 220.
220.
Article 2, 220. I looked up height, of course, they don't give it under height.
Right.
So it was grade plane.
What section are you in?
2, it's section 2 where the definitions are.
2?
So I was trying to figure out how you measure the height, because I know we bumped into this before, and so it's
Yeah.
it's page 220 on my,
Okay.
and it's under definition.
Average finish grade above the giant building, exterior walls. so it just says it's an average.
And the finished ground level slopes away. Exterior level. Without having the elevation,
Lowest area.
if it falls,
Where the line comes into it, that's really weird.
yeah, I mean, it's talking about like if it's built on the top of a hill, how do you
Yeah.
do it?
Right.
It-
I mean, just representing the averaged,
Yeah,
the average of finished grade adjoining the building at exterior walls, the average. So you take a grade here, 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 and there.
that would be my assumption.
Yes.
So if you have a walkout,
Yep.
then you're gonna average the two.
Mhm. Yeah.
For your,
So you're gonna take up halfway, it's gonna be halfway to the
right,
bottom.
so the variance would have to compensate, because I don't think the way it was measured included that
No.
distance.
No, they just went to the midpoint like they do for definition.
Yeah.
So, how deep? What's the depth of that basement?
Would be 9 foot.
9 foot? And that's finished floor to finished floor or finished floor to under joist?
Finished floor to underground.
Finished floor to under joist, 9 feet. So the joist is a foot, so it's 10 feet. So we have,
Yeah, because here it says grade to the midpoint of the roof is 39.3.
yes,
And then this one, 26.9, so you'd add them up and average, right? Or do you take midpoint and midpoint and average?
well, it's still gonna be,
It's still gonna be the same,
here's my attempt.
and you're assuming that the ground is level on both sides?
Somewhere around 45 feet.
31.281.
You're gonna be spanning that entire basement, correct?
Yeah, basically, we would build a basement and then have structural steel and then have concrete beams that would,
So kind of like an office building, you would just pour,
yeah, basically concrete. And then the rest would just be a stick frame house, and then the front facade would mimic the house. It'd be brick, a little bit of siding, a little bit of stone, so it would look just like the house.
so that thickness of that structure,
Yes,
6 inches of concrete,
about that.
and then the beam,
The beams, I think, are 8 inches.
so 14.
Came up with 34.531, so 34,
About 35.
34 feet, 6 inches.
And we're allowed to have 15, right?
Pardon?
We're allowed 15.
Yeah.
So it's a 29-foot, 6-inch variance. I don't know if we covered this, the use of the basement for
Strictly storage.
storage? Any particular reason why the storage that would be upstairs couldn't be in the basement?
No. The storage is gonna be in the top.
Okay.
The, second is gonna be for the tall van. And the bottom will be for like that trailer with that chair.
So look at this, there's garage doors on both sides of the building,
Yes.
so you'd be driving around,
Yes.
looking at the grade. So if you were going to be driving into the other side, is the driveway going to be between the house and the...
That we're changing. We're only going to have the garage door in the front on the east. We're not going to have, yeah. So we're not going to have garage doors around the back anymore, just in the front, just on the east side, facing the street. That's it. When, who's the lady that comes out, Laura, that does the zoning?
Lauren?
Yeah, Laura. When I talked to her, she kind of looked at it, and I said, well, what if I modify? And she goes, well, just let them know that you just want to do the garage door strictly in front, not around the back. So there won't be any driveway going around the back. It'll strictly be on the east side of the building facing Dunlap.
So there'll be no garage.
No garage around the north side or the south side. I'm sorry, the west side or the south side. Strictly, there'll be on the lower level, the basement, there'll be a garage facing the east, facing Dunlap. And then the upper level, the first floor, you'll have garages facing the north. That's only the place the garage doors will be.
Okay, now I'm completely full.
Okay, you said, okay, there's
I wanna hear
garage
this.
doors facing the north
Correct.
and garage doors facing the east?
On the lower level, where the garage is, where the lower level is, the basement,
Right.
there's a
Yeah.
garage door there because of the pitch of the land. There's actually,
So that one will be facing Dunlap the road, the other one will be facing the house?
So this garage door there,
Yeah, yeah.
and then here and here at the end of the building.
So there's two on the north,
and one on
garage
the,
doors,
yes, sir, one on the east.
and then one on the east, you're showing it as like a pedestrian door.
Yeah, just to get in and out, correct.
That's not a garage door then?
Well, it'll be a garage door, but it's,
Just to enter?
yes.
And did you have any consideration of moving it farther from the property line, closer to the house? Is there a reason it's so far over?
Well, I like to move it as far over as I can, just so I have like a separate area, kind of.
Well, the reason I say that, it's quite tall, and, being 15 feet, just barely over 15, was that maybe 18, away from the property line, I don't know if I was that property owner, I'd be saying, push it over more. I don't know how the property owner there feels, but to me, that would be a way to kind of balance that out. And the walkout side, that's the tall side, right? Looking at the elevation drop?
Well, essentially, there's no walkout. There's strictly the garage door in front, that's it. That's the only entrance to the lower level from grade.
So these garage doors are not there?
Those are-
Yeah, we need a little clarity. 'Cause-
If you're gonna store,
I don't know what Laura put in there.
Okay.
See, she didn't cross these.
she crossed this
So
one
if
out.
I'm,
She crossed
Which
that
side
one
is
out.
this?
Okay.
so if I'm looking here,
Yeah, there's a lower garage door there.
So this would
this
be,
is this,
It'd be this elevation right here.
On that
And
elevation,
then this is the north, and that's it.
It is the garage door.
We crossed them out after I talked
But
to
these two are gone.
Yeah, those two are gone. Correct.
so those are not there.
So how do you
There's a
get-
garage door here.
And
You're gonna have one to the east, this is facing the east, you're gonna have a small garage door there.
At the lower level,
Yeah, at the lower level.
down here.
Yeah. And then this is facing his house right now to the north. And then these are gonna be the garage doors, that's it. There's no other garage doors on that one.
how are you gonna have a garage door if the yard is sloping?
that's my question. That looks like that has to be redrawn, because if there's a garage door there, that it can't be up to ground up here.
I can definitely have it redrawn. This is just, there's plenty of room on the property for a walkout, so, in that area.
Because if this view is looking from this direction, correct?
No, this room is right here.
Okay. And the hill is sloping this direction.
And then this, if you go
So
approximately.
how would you have room for a garage door
What's
if it's sloping?
in relationship to the,
I think the short side wall it would actually need to be extended more because it's going to have to be more exposed to have a garage door.
Right.
Then you're looking at 3 stories, which we
It
don't
would help
allow.
if it was redrawn, so it's more.
Well, what I can do is, I can change that elevation and show you a topo shot, so you can see exactly where the grade is there, because it falls out almost automatically from front to back, so you can shoot that. But we do have the ability to put a lower grade door in there, and if there's nothing else on the lower level, the first main level is gonna be the 2 garage doors to the north, and that's it, just a few windows.
So how many stories is this garage?
technically 3.
Yeah.
Technically 3. So you need a variance for that as well, because it's 2.5 max.
2.5 stories?
Yeah. Unless
So that's why we're
this
trying
was
to figure out.
accurate, where you had the attic trusses, because you'd have 2 stories, and you'd probably meet your height restriction. But having the entire 3rd floor, if you will, and then a roof on top of that. Because, yeah, that's a 3rd story.
Being limited to 15 feet, I believe that our ordinance, by virtue of just that, is limited to a 1-story garage.
For an accessory building, yes.
Correct, yes.
So to me, it would be almost multiple. It would have to be a multiple story variance, height variance.
And what's occurring on the other 4 elevations as far as the basement? Where's finished grade gonna be? If this now is down, if this is down,
Yeah, this
this is up at finished floor,
Yeah, this is pretty much all at grade, there's not much grade.
so this would be
Correct.
down. This would be, so that would change our calculation slightly.
That's what I'm saying. We can't calculate it till we know
So you want some exact
every
grade shots?
elevation.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
have Fran do some exact grade shots.
There's just a lot of ambiguity on the drawing that we need to get clarified.
Yeah, I mean, I think we need
You know,
an accurate
if
plan.
It's not too much.
Make sure we know what we're getting. I think we do,
As
but,
far as the grade, you want to know exactly where the.
yeah, we would like to know that. I mean, we want the plan to reflect what's correct. I don't want to hold it up, but I think we need to have that information for the record. That's me speaking.
And if it's actually going to be a 3-story, we almost need
He's
that.
got, I mean, add grade, one down.
Yeah.
Kind of a walkout, sideways walkout.
Exactly, basically.
Yeah.
Overall, concept-wise, it seems very large.
It does. It does. Well,
Which, if this is sitting as is, wouldn't this be entering here?
That's what I was trying to figure out.
This is almost mirrored.
mirrored, yes. It is mirrored. Again, we need an updated set of plans.
And you almost need a driveway plan, because you're going to be going over.
We need to know what,
Mother's probably gonna sweep it in.
I'm a, get your name for the record.
Marcus Shredder,
Okay, address?
3561 Magnolia Court,
Thank you,
Oakland, Michigan.
thank you.
Okay. So, you know, if you go look at the property right now, the way that the basement is, it's gonna be buried right in the ground. Because the side garages that are facing his house are level with his house, you know what I mean? The whole basement is underground.
Yep.
Cutting a hole into the slope, you know, and so that you look at it from the looking south, that's all you see is the, you know, the garage doors and then the second level. So if the whole basement is buried, is that considered still a story? Because the whole basement's gonna be buried inside, you know, the way the ground slopes. You know, when you drive up to,
This is the view we're looking at, that's not buried.
if you go look at the property, you know, so, see this? This is even with ground
Yep.
right now. The whole side is gonna be even with ground.
Yeah, and so is this, but that's 3 stories.
The two stories on one,
There's the floor,
is
right there.
the north end and 3 stories on the south, right?
No. You only get, if you don't count the basement, I call it the basement, but it's all buried underground. With the slope the way it is now. Because he's got a basement now, right? And it's, I don't know, 10 feet
That's a
high.
walkout, right?
It's a walkout, right?
Yep.
And that whole basement is buried. When you look at it from the house, it looks like a ranch house, right?
Yeah, when you look from the street.
That
Slow.
storage is gonna look, because it's all buried. The whole garage is buried in the ground. Basement level. And we're gonna dig a pass and drive right in. It's something like a reversed backyard. So don't you consider that, like the house right now is considered a 1-story, isn't it? Is this house considered a 2-story because it's got a walkout basement?
The height is factored in with.
For the purpose of the ordinance, a
walkout.
basement shall be counted as a story if over 50% of its height is above the grade level.
Right,
Okay, so I don't think 50%, I don't think any of it's gonna be above.
Well,
the whole back is.
according to the drawings, they
Yeah.
are. And that's why we're saying we need accurate drawings. Because this is showing the entire back, half the back here, so
That's more than 50%.
that's, more than 50%.
Yeah.
75% of that building is considered.
You may be
Yeah, it
right,
needs to
it's
show the
just-
grade correct.
It's just a matter of clearing up.
And from the looks, this is actually flipped, so.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't even know how to make a motion on this because,
Yeah, I mean, we need to
The
have,
story, I
Right.
think we have to add it.
Yeah, I think the architect just put that line in there.
right. Because whatever we put as a variance, the
So how
code
much does
enforcer
that
has to be able to
exposed?
enforce.
How much is that? What would you say the ratio was between the exposed and the,
50%.
so
If it-
50% is buried, and we don't put the second story, we don't need to apply for it.
If it's buried,
If
You
more than
have-
50% of the.
you can only have
lower
15
level
feet.
buried.
Yeah,
Just go with a single story,
but you can only 15 feet
yeah, 15.
on an accessory building.
Yeah, so we wouldn't even need it, right? We get that.
Yes, you would. Your building would be higher than, because of the floor to ceiling height.
We'd cut the second, cut off.
No, but what I'm saying is, right now it's 16 feet too. Is what this is. That's that first floor. Plus you put a roof on that, go to the middle, you're gonna be 19, 20 feet by the time. you're
Yeah,
done.
your first floor is higher than allowed.
Yeah. Get
by
those
putting the
14-foot
second floor
doors,
on.
you got 16 feet, 2 inches floor to ceiling height in the first level. By the time you put, if you would eliminate this, push it down, you still would need a variance. Yes. If you bury the entire building, basement, built to 16.2, put the roof on it, you'd be higher than our 15
But
feet.
it would be a much
Right.
smaller variance.
It'd be a much smaller variance. Yes.
Correct.
That's over 50% buried.
If it's over 50%, then it's counted as a structure.
Yeah.
Or exposed.
I think the measurement still counts depending on the face of it, how you're doing the elevation.
Yeah, the average elevation gets in, so we'd probably be a little bit more, a foot or two more, because you take the average,
That's why we need clear dimensions. So
Right.
We know what variance.
what the variance is.
I'd like to hear if there's anybody else that wants to talk,
Any other questions for the applicant at this time? Do you want to hold the public hearing?
Yeah, I think we should. I want to hear what they have to say.
Okay.
They're here, and that way.
Any other questions? Board members? No?
Nope.
All right, it is 7:44. At this time, we'd like to open the public hearing on this matter. Anyone from the public would like to come forward on it in support? Not in support? Just want to talk about it? If you come forward, give your name and address for the record?
Yep.
Thank you.
Dave
Please, if you'd speak into the mic.
David Craner. I'm
Yes,
the
sir.
owner of 241 Dunlap, and I'm trying to understand where this building's going to sit on the property in relationship to my facility, my buildings over there, and just what it's going to look like. So I'm able to follow it very well.
If you'd come forward, we can show you what he's proposing.
So Dunlap is here. I'm trying to get in front of the audience members too. House is here. This is where the proposed building would be. And this
So this
is,
is my,
north is this way, this is south.
that's my garage, my workshop.
Yes.
So you're the adjacent
right
property
there.
owner.
Okay, so they're pushing it back, not bringing it forward.
Towards Dunlop, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're just gonna keep it out of my view.
But you'd be about even with the base of the house.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
anybody
what
else
I'm
wants to come up and take
That's
a
what I
look
was
at
trying to
the plan.
understand, where's this sitting?
That map. House is here.
I was trying to understand the base of the grade inside to understand the property.
Yeah,
You're gonna bury
this
a
is
basement,
dropping
you're gonna
this way,
have to,
and then I'm concerned about water runoff.
that's what I'm walking, there's a swale in here
Yeah.
that they take down.
It's running down.
Push water one way or the other.
You've got all the roof water, so it's something I
Well,
was.
that's gonna come, that's what I'm trying to understand. There's a lot of trees through here too.
We put some stakes there.
That's what I wanted to see is, yeah, did you stake it so I could even
We
see
did
where
throw
it was?
the,
Okay.
who was there to come and look at it? Who came and looked at it from the city? Lauren. Lauren. She asked us to stake it out, so
Yeah, because you'd have to.
we put some stakes.
Okay, that's was my question. First of all, where's the stakes? But, okay, yeah, I can look at that.
Any other questions?
No, I just wanted to make sure, because I was trying to visualize where, because I thought maybe,
About 120 feet back from the
okay,
lot line, I just scaled it.
yeah, as long as they got it staked,
So
yeah.
we were trying to
And you're trying to bring in the auxiliary drive, the old drive was
No.
through, or you're trying to
we're
come
gonna
back?
come back off of here.
Okay. Have you looked at water runoff?
That was gonna be where we- I'm noting your
Any other
concerns.
questions?
Water
Yeah, that's this, if you look at the grade right now, so this would be, this is about street level right now.
Well, this was the old drive.
Yeah.
That came into the house
It's about-
here.
yeah, so
And it
it's
still
street level.
swales down this way, so when
Right.
you cut that drive down, you're gonna put a hard surface, it's gonna dump into here, come up in the back of my
Something
building.
like that.
and That's the only thing I would worry about.
Something like that. But
Yeah.
I didn't think we could do that, so we were gonna bring the driveway down like that.
And the high elevation side would be on your side, then it can make.
Well, there's a little slightly higher elevation here, and then it starts dropping down to level.
Higher.
And then from here, you come down where the old house was and drop down. It was a story drop, because it was a submerged, it was an underground, it was an under house.
I'm talking about the higher elevation.
That higher elevation is
Three-story
gonna
look.
stand on the side, yeah.
Right, it's coming from what you see on your side, and I'm just trying to get feedback from you, how you feel on your property line.
Well, I don't want it up here, I want it back there. I don't like a 30-foot structure standing behind the trees. That's a lot, but I also, I'm not sure how you can put your basement down on the ground based on that elevation I'm used to over there. I used to mow the place for the old guy over there, so I'm a little familiar with that.
But you know how high, where this is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is like almost maybe a foot above ground, foot above the road.
Right, but then
It's got a-
there's
it's
a
got
big
a-
drop in the back.
Yeah.
That was the way the old property always did do.
This one has a big drop in the back.
Right, it still has a big drop with all the woods back in
And
there.
then this is even with the property line, you know what I'm getting at?
Right, I know.
So if you picture this just like the house.
Right, that's why I'm not sure how you
So
put
this,
a basement
like this
there.
here is level right here, right?
Yeah, that's-
This is, like at level at the first floor. So all this ground is level at the first floor.
Okay, but this end, that's what I'm sure, I just didn't know there was enough grade difference to actually put a garage door down there with enough of that.
Probably we could show you that picture better.
Yeah, well, I
And
can walk
actually
over
this-
there and look at it.
This is actually coming back a little bit farther yet even.
Yeah, because over here, your ground actually comes down a little bit, so I was thinking you're probably gonna have to actually regrade the whole thing and do a lot of fill to even get done what you wanna do.
Any other questions?
Go look at it.
Yeah, thank you.
We can walk it together.
Yeah.
See how you're the.
Anyone else from the public would like to make comment? Seeing none, I will close the public hearing at 7:48. Board members, I know we have a letter from our consultant, Lauren Carlson with Carlisle Warven, outlining the variance. I think we're going to be in need of some additional information. We'll make a decision upon this. There was a letter that I received this evening from Bob Connie. I read the notice for the zoning board of appeals. Zoning variance requested for 1665 Hardwood. My wife and I have lived at 1611 Hardwood and have reviewed the application for the variance. We've also reviewed the drawings for the proposed elevations. As homeowners in the area, we have no objection to the proposed revisions. In fact, with the change to the north elevation, we are very supportive of the upgrade to the neighbor. If they have any questions, they will reach at the phone number listed below. And that letter is dated No date, but I received it, sir. Pleasure, board members, what would you like to do here?
Well, I think we do need to postpone this for the applicant to provide more information. Overall, I think it's quite large. I'm having a hard time with the size of it. I also have concerns about water runoff, but not knowing how that's going to be, graded and all that, I don't really, it might not be a problem. I just don't have enough information to find out, just because that's adding a lot of impervious surface with that roof, and I just want to make sure that part is dealt with too, because I'd hate to flood the property under there to the north. But overall, it just seems very large, especially since it's being pushed right as close almost as it can to the big property line setback. To me, I'd sooner see it closer to his house, as more of a buffer, and also for water and access and things like that. It would be tough, a tough hurdle for me to justify that size.
Agreed. I would just like more information. I'd like the plans drawn out better so that we can understand them.
I agree.
I agree with that. I mean, I think I'd like to see both a plan, the plot plan done, so we can show what the garage is and show what the drives are going to be, and then obviously the architectural, whatever you're proposing to. I think it's tall. I would not, if I'm next door, I would think that would be the house, it was in context with the house, maybe. I mean, if the walkout basement was facing west versus facing street, I mean, that's tall. I mean, again, like the house is, if you drive down Dunlop, you look over, you see a single story. The backside's a drop off.
Right.
So I think I would give some consideration of that, potentially. I think it's big. I'm not necessarily.
The height won't be any higher than the house.
Yeah, as an accessory structure, this is where we've dealt with these before in large structures, and we've had issues with doing these. I would give consideration to that. Number one, we need the plans updated to be correct of exactly what you're asking for. That's first, that's step one for us, I think, as a board.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, I
Held
agree.
firm to the size of it not matching size. I mean, this board's been very consistent with enforcement of that, so it's going to be a really tough hurdle to do. But I would move to postpone this until the applicant can provide the elevations and information we would need to make the decision. If the applicant is amenable to that, otherwise I would have to deny at this point. There's just not enough here.
You do understand our concerns, right?
Sure. No, I got a question.
If you can, please. Please. Thank you.
You're exercising.
Are you more concerned with the height or the size of the structure?
Height.
So height is really the big issue?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So
I can have my civil engineer, we'll do a plot, we'll do a grade layout, we'll get with the gentleman here and see how the drainage issues are, and then we can give you a total, layout of the building.
That would be wonderful.
we're asking if you're amenable
Yeah.
to postpone this until you come back.
I don't
with
have a problem with it. Is there any parameters that we could, maybe some guidelines that we could understand? Since Mr. Sharetta wants 2 stories, I mean, he wants disregarding the basement, he wants that first level at 16 to get his van in, he just wants some storage above.
For me, it's aesthetics, so if you're going to go for that height, you're going to have to balance it with some landscaping or do something so that it's an asset to the surrounding neighborhood as well, and not just, the building itself, it looks like it's plain siding, and it's just, it's very...
When you get that big and that tall.
If there's a way to buffer that or make it fit in with the style of the house or do something to make it more in character, to me, that's kind of reasoning I would go through,
Okay, because we do have the short side facing Dunlap, the long side facing his house, so,
Right.
I mean, with that understanding, then we can massage a little bit, like you said, give you some, kind of see how it blends better into the house.
Right. The overall look is if any other person were to step onto that neighbor property, they wouldn't go, whoa. That's really what we want to see. That's what I want to see.
That's fine.
I think that's pretty much the consensus of this board.
Yeah, appreciate the consideration, thank you.
So we did have a motion to postpone.
May I ask one more question?
Second.
Would the city rather have a structure that was like twice as long and make the height requirement? Because we could just spread it all out and make.
You're limited for square feet.
Yeah.
You're limited to
What's
the size of the
square
home.
foot limit? We're limited to how big a square, how
Yeah.
big a property.
The accessory building can only, there's a certain percentage within the ordinance. They can't exceed.
Based on the
Because
house.
They already have a garage.
Dwelling.
It's a pretty big building.
Yeah.
How did that not exceed? I want to check those calculations. too.
Yeah,
I
there's-
asked for a
there's-
third
There's
variant.
calculations based
When-
on the dwelling itself.
You have your architect and engineer look at this, have them look at the size of an accessory building in the ordinance. There's certain provisions within that, and the garage does play a role in this.
Your existing garage measurement
Yeah.
gets taken off your
Yeah.
allowed square foot
Yes,
for accessory.
It's attached garage, right? So
Yep.
it would be in that calculation.
yes. So,
It still goes by percentage of property, too, doesn't it?
If not property, it's size of home.
It's in relation to the size of the parcel.
No, the home. We had.
We just had one of these.
About like this.
Just
The
this
home.
year. Yeah.
all right, so we have motion, we have a second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Who's second? I did.
Margie. All right, moving on to board member comments. Any comments?
More justification for more illustrations in our ordinance as opposed to words. I'll pass that on to planning.
Here, here. Here, here.
I know we've made a lot of changes, but I know.
Picture's worth 1,000 words, and
Yeah. I still-
We're up here with scales and calculators and
it's not a good thing.
Yeah.
we're doing it.
Anything else?
No, sir.
Okay. Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All in
Second.
favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.